Imagine waking up one day to discover that the retirement plans you've built your life around have been yanked away by government decisions, leaving millions of women scrambling to make ends meet. That's the heart-wrenching reality for countless 1950s-born ladies in the UK who were blindsided by sudden hikes in the state pension age. And here's where it gets controversial: the government admits it messed up, but refuses to make things right. Stick around, because this unfolding drama could force a massive rethink, and it's sparking heated debates about fairness, justice, and political accountability. The Women Against State Pension Inequality, WASPI, campaign is sounding the alarm, declaring this a critical, last-chance saloon for the UK government to reconsider its hardline stance on compensating those affected. We're talking about roughly 3.5 million women born in the 1950s who were shortchanged on their state pension payouts. To put it simply for beginners, back in the day, the retirement age for women was set at 60, but over the years, successive governments raised it step by step to align with men's age of 65, and then further to 66 or even higher. These changes happened faster than expected, catching many women off guard without enough notice or transition time. As a result, they faced financial hardship, having to work longer or rely on other means to survive. WASPI has been fighting tirelessly to highlight this inequality, and now, with a high-stakes legal showdown on the horizon, the pressure is mounting. Earlier this year, WASPI announced that a two-day courtroom battle between campaigners and top UK government lawyers is set to kick off on December 9, 2025. Representatives from the Department for Work and Pensions, DWP, will defend the government's response to a major report from the Parliamentary and Health Service Ombudsman, PHSO, which dropped in March 2024. This report was a game-changer. It delved into how these pension age adjustments unfolded and concluded that mistakes were made in how the changes were communicated and implemented. For those new to this, think of the PHSO as an independent watchdog that investigates complaints about public services. Their findings carry serious weight. In December 2024, government ministers acknowledged the wrongdoing highlighted in the report, which is a big admission, no doubt. But, and this is the part most people miss, they flat out refuse to offer any financial compensation to the impacted women. It's a move that's left many scratching their heads. If there's wrongdoing, shouldn't there be redress? To make it clearer, the PHSO even suggested a specific remedy, recommending payouts equivalent to their Level 4 banding, which could mean anywhere from £1,000 to £2,950 per person, depending on individual circumstances. Yet, the DWP stood firm, arguing against any payouts. This refusal has fueled outrage, as it seems to prioritize bureaucracy over basic fairness. And now, the stakes are even higher. Around 100 MPs from across the House of Commons, including a whopping 52 from the Labour Party, are demanding a complete U-turn from the DWP. These fresh calls for a rethink come amid ongoing frustration that Labour Work and Pensions ministers are evading requests to sit down with WASPI campaigners before the landmark legal challenge. Just last week, after a special WASPI drop-in event for MPs, campaigners reported that many Labour members were absolutely furious with how the government has handled what they've dubbed the pensions fiasco. It's easy to see why. These women, many of whom are now in their 70s and 80s, have been fighting for years, and the lack of dialogue feels like a slap in the face. For context, DWP ministers last engaged with WASPI reps over a year ago, back in early September 2024. If the legal action succeeds, it could compel the DWP to revisit their stance on the PHSO report, potentially forcing a re-evaluation. But here's a crucial point to understand: while the High Court might push for reconsideration, it doesn't have the power to directly mandate compensation. That's a key distinction. The court can highlight flaws or recommend changes, but the final decision on payouts rests with the government. For beginners, this means the legal victory might be a step forward, but it's not a guaranteed win for the wallets of these women. The fallout is personal and political. Take Lucy Powell, a deputy leadership candidate who recently told LBC News that not compensating WASPI women ranks among the Labour government's big mistakes. Angela Madden, the chair of WASPI, echoed this sentiment, noting the real-world impact on the campaign trail. She pointed out that these affected women are a voting bloc that turns out in droves, and their dissatisfaction is eroding support for both left-wing parties and even reform. WASPI stands ready for constructive dialogue with ministers. The ball is now in the DWP's court, Madden said. It really is the last chance saloon for the government, before they risk being forced to defend the indefensible in court within a matter of weeks. Labour MPs are stepping up to support the cause, addressing the women directly and vowing not to back down. Rebecca Long-Bailey, MP for Salford and co-chair of the State Pension Inequality for Women All-Party Parliamentary Group, declared, "An injustice is an injustice. It must be put right. The 1950s women will never give up, so neither will I." Ben Goldsborough, MP for South Norfolk, added, "WASPI women deserve justice. No more delays. No more reviews. We need action now." Olivia Blake, MP for Sheffield Hallam, emphasized the campaign's determination: they deserve justice and compensation. And Andy MacDonald, MP for Middlesbrough and Thornaby East, stressed the importance of dialogue, calling the unheeded Ombudsman judgment a grave injustice. This saga raises big questions about responsibility and ethics. Is it right for a government to admit fault but dodge accountability with money? Some argue it's about setting precedents and protecting taxpayer funds, but others see it as a blatant disregard for vulnerable citizens. Could this be a slippery slope for other public policy mishaps? And what about the broader implications for women's rights and intergenerational fairness? Do you agree that compensation is essential, or is there a compelling counterargument that focuses on fiscal prudence? Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you side with the campaigners demanding justice, or do you think the government has valid reasons for holding the line? This is one story that's far from over, and your opinions could help shape the conversation.